What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is August 18th of 2017. So everyone, let's jump into our weekly market recap, and as always, start off with the big dog itself, Bitcoin. If you all have been watching Bitcoin or reading the headlines, you've been seeing that it's continuing to break new highs each and every day, it almost seems. It just seems like it wants to keep on going higher and gain more momentum. However, we're starting to see Bitcoin slowly topping over, and I think it's time for a pullback, to be quite frank and honest. As much as I'm optimistic on the king itself, I think that there's a lot of volume coming in on the sell side. We can start to see a curving in the technical price action. So, do I think it's going to go all the way down here to 3,000? No, I don't think it's going to go down there. I don't think, well, sadly, as much as I love it to, so I could add to my position, I don't think Bitcoin is going to go that low. What I do see happening is a pullback to maybe 3,500 over the next few days or next few weeks. And I think that this will be a very good opportunity, if you've got a big Bitcoin position, to switch some of that towards the altcoins and take some of those profits you've made in Bitcoin and put it into a lot of undervalued altcoins, whether it be new ICOs in the market or some of our favorites. And I just did a top 5 coin video for the month of September. A lot of those are great holdings. I'm going to talk about some of those as well in this market recap and get a little more in-depth on the technical side. So, my prediction for Bitcoin is we're going to get a pullback over the next few days, and it's good to start looking towards some altcoins we can buy. And a big one I've been recommending is Litecoin. I don't think it's talked about enough. I think Litecoin has been continuously positive, even though it hasn't been able to keep up with Bitcoin. It's been able to hold this 50-day continuously since May. I mean, folks, this is really optimistic, and I think that now that it's down at the 50-day again, I always tell you these are good buying opportunities for Litecoin. And we could see it possibly go up to its highs around $57 and maybe even to new highs. Litecoin has been looking to have a breakout for a while. And Bitcoin going down could serve as a great catalyst to give it a chance at trying to do that. Now, is it going to? I don't know. I definitely tell you that the fact that this has continued to hold the 50-day and it's starting to flatten out on the 50-day, I think shows that it's time for a breakout. It's kind of been slowing down and it's waiting for a big volume pump. And I think we're going to get another one of these kind of breakouts in the next few days. So it really is a matter of volume. And there's another reason why I'm very optimistic on it. If you're like me, who usually likes to look at a comparison to Bitcoin, because I think that's what most investors are looking for, seeing as they're trying to compete with Bitcoin, you can see here we found support exactly where I've been saying it's going to find support, folks, right there. So now that we realize that it's down at that level, it's found support right here at the 200-day, I think this is an opportune moment to buy. Now, I don't know if it's going to go back up to its highs at the 2 million Satoshi level. But even with that being said, I think that we're going to see some upside. I really am optimistic on Litecoin. I think we could see some good movement in it. It's just going to take patience on this one. A good month or two, and we could really start seeing some returns on this. So definitely look at Litecoin if you're trying to hedge some of your position against Bitcoin as it drops down. This will be an awesome opportunity to get into, in my opinion. And then we've also got NEO right here. NEO is currently going through its pullback phase. I talked about this in my top 5 coin video as well. Basically, on a strategy level, what I think we're going to see is a pullback to the 21 moving average, because this one is a MOMO. This is a momentum, market momentum asset in the cryptocurrency sphere. And what we can do here is I honestly think we're going to find support at this level here at 750,000. And I think what you're going to do is generally just see if I can do a, I guess I can't do like a free draw on here. But I think we're generally going to see a curve along this level right here as the 21-day comes in as support. And I think it's going to kind of flatten out and start to curve back upwards. I think NEO's a great holding. I think it's at a nice discount, but I think you can get it at the low 30s area, which is pretty much generally around this area, around $35 would be an awesome buy point for NEO. And if this goes to do an Ethereum-style run-up, this could be a multi-$100, cryptocurrency. So I think that you're buying this at low levels either way, if you're getting it here or if you're going to wait till, buying it maybe towards a little bit or more around 800,000 Satoshis. So definitely good buy on NEO. It's just got to be, we're having the pullback. I told you all, if you join my message alerts group, a lot of people are telling me like, Nick, it's at 1,250,000 Satoshis. You told me that 100 or a million was the final level. Well, I didn't say it was the final level. I said that it was needing a pullback. It's overextended. And look at that. We are down below it. And now we're down 120,000 Satoshis from that level that I mentioned. And I said, just be patient and wait for the pullback. And I'm being patient. I'm waiting. I'm very optimistic on NEO. I just know when it's time to wait for something to be, pulled back a little bit. This thing had a great run up, and it looks like we're getting the pullback we need for NEO in the long term. So NEO can truly be the one. Sorry for my Matrix puns. But then next up, we've got to talk about the big surprise recently, which is Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to keep it on the hourly because the daily is just too short term to look. There's not enough price action to really get a good look at it. The hourly has shown massive price action for Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has launched up with major volume continuing over the past few hours and has practically doubled within a 24-hour period. Why is that? Well, there's a lot of different arguments going on. A lot of people have the fear of the next level of SegWit. A lot of people think that miners are slowly switching over to Bitcoin Cash because it's more efficient. And now people are putting a little more optimism towards this one. Now, do I think that it's time to buy? No. And I'll say it just like I did in the past with Bitcoin Cash, and I was right on that one. When a lot of people said to buy either at this level or over here, I said, nope, don't buy it. Be patient, get it at a dip. And look at that. If you would have bought up here at 10 million Satoshis or 11 million Satoshis, you would have been dragging it down all the way to 6 or 7. Now the 6 million to 7 million level down there is where you should have bought it. You should have bought it when it had around a 50% haircut. You don't buy it at new highs like this, folks. You're going to be buying someone else's bags. There's a ton of Bitcoin Cash to go around. It was given out free to everyone who kept their Bitcoin in their wallet. So wait for the pullback to come in. Wait for it to get some support. And once you get that pullback, if you're really optimistic on Bitcoin Cash, buy some and hodl. Buy and add on the dips. Don't buy at new highs, okay? So that being said, though, I think there could be a serious trying to transition towards Bitcoin Cash over the next few months. It is a lot faster. It's got some better benefits in the sense of technical aspects, and I think that this price action and the volume behind it speaks volume. So I think that you should definitely keep an eye on it. So, and the last thing I want to talk about, because a lot of you all were disappointed that I didn't put this in my top 5 video, is Omise Go. So, what is my consensus on Omise Go? First off, in the long term, I love Omise Go. I talked about it in my video. I said I thought it was a little overextended on the price action. However, nonetheless, I am very optimistic on it in the long term. But we're seeing that this is becoming massively adopted, and the team is extremely active. Not to mention Omise, the company behind Omise Go, is an actual accredited company. So I think they've got a great set of employees. I think they've got a great target market to bring cryptocurrencies into the physical world. And I think that this is going to be a good long-term hold. Should you buy here? In my opinion, unless you're looking to hold for the next 10 years and you don't really care whether or not you get it here or at 100,000 Satoshis, no, I wouldn't buy it right now. I think what you need to see is much like what we saw with 10x. 10x has had over a 50% pullback in its valuation right now, okay? And I think we could see that with Omise Go. It needs to have a decent accredited pullback, much like we're seeing with NEO and all of the big winners. And that's just common practice in technical analysis, folks. You might be extremely optimistic on it. And if you are and you don't care about swing trading, don't listen to me. Just go ahead and hold it. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. And don't look at the chart for the next 2 to 3 years. That's a good way to invest if you want to. If you really believe in the technology, you just want to go in the other room, go do something for the next 2 or 3 years. Don't watch it. And then if you're wanting to do this on a more technical aspect, though, I would say wait till around the 100,000 Satoshi level. You could get this at a very nice discount if we get the pullback that we're looking for. And I think that that's perfectly fine. Look at the level right here. We saw this was resistance. Wait till you can get somewhere around the 100,000, 125,000 Satoshi level at a much better discount than where it's at now. It's a little overextended in its valuation for the time that it's been on the market, but I think Omise Go is a long-term winner as well. So, what do y'all think about all this? What market winners do you think are going to continue to lead? Who do you think is going to come out of the sea of red we see in the altcoin scene and really lead up? Do you think Litecoin's a candidate for that? Do you think NEO is going to ramp up to new highs in the next few weeks? I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below, and I hope this market analysis helped you all out. But until the next video, I will see you all later. Take care.